Right, today we're having a look at my absolutely beautiful condition Swan 500 dating back to 1967 and single sideband, although I think with a bit of jiggery poker you can work AM with it, and CW. I've had this for about a year now and it's in lovely condition. As you can see, it has the power supply speaker that comes with it and whatnot. And these back in the day, they came in various different guises, the 500 and then the 500C and I think the 500CX. And this one has the, comes with two options. It comes with the built-in calibrator as an option, and it has the ultra rare Vox unit that bolts onto the rear of the radio. But of course, I can't put my bloody hand yet. I'm tripping over the thing here for the last week or two, and then I go and look for it. Goodness knows where it is. I think it's fallen down the back end around there somewhere. Anyway, covers 80 meters, 40, 20, 15 and 28. But she's in absolutely beautiful condition. And the green band on the VFO dial determines what band you're going to go to. That's where you get your readings and whatnot. So we're on, what are we on? We're on 40 meters.
In fact, I have a small burn behind the house. Die Absichtssender Österreich verschlagen.
I mean, don't get me wrong, our levels over here in our reservoir are very minimal.
And to set up the transmit on you have to set up the receive first of all. You nearly have to, let's see if we can get a clear frequency. You set your course load first of all, you get a peak, and then you peak your plate, your needle, and the same with the grid. And that gives you a rough indication of where you should be ready to go when you're transmitting. You set it into tune mode, you would dip the plate and peak the grid. And they're capable, this one here in the dummy loads, putting out almost 300 watts. So there's plenty of piff in the old lady. But of course they do generate an awful lot of heat. And I have a little computer fan there, and I've two on the back as well. Because as I say, they can create some heat. In the winter nights you don't need the heater on in the radio room, that's for sure. And I think they run, let me see here if we can get somebody. They run, I think, a pair of 6 HF5s in the final and a 6 GK6 drive. And there's a conversion you can do them for to run a pair of 6146Bs, because I think the original finals are impossible to get now. What lovely. And I bought this off a guy on eBay, about a year ago. That's the only problem with it. There's a bit of the volume switch knob's just a bit sketchy, and I've put switch cleaner in right, and that's not helping things. So I bought this off a guy called Trevor, call sign G4. Where is he? There he is there. And of course, the usual story, advertised on eBay, working superbly. CW contacts all over the world, so we agreed a price and I bought it and it landed. No. Filthy. You can just tell by the looks of it, it hadn't been used in a long time. And with equipment like this, the first thing I do, I check the voltage of the caps and the power supply. Nothing. So the thing hadn't been turned on in a long time, but he was telling me he'd been using it 2 or 3 days ago. So there's a few faults with it. A few relays were faulty. A couple of caps need replaced. I replaced a couple of caps in the power supply. And I contacted this agent Trevor, and he agreed to refund me some money. But every time you contacted him, the car's broke down, I'm going on holiday and all this nonsense. And eventually, when I last time I contacted him, he said, I'll contact you in a week's time. Then I checked my eBay, and it was too late to leave him bad feedback. So I knew he had pulled the wool over my eyes. But anyway, there he's there, look. You're a rat, Trevor. selling dodgy stuff. Anyway, it is what it is. I had to put a few pound into it, but it's up and working now. It's beautiful. I'm delighted with it. I've sort of rigged up this little Citizens Band microphone, and I get good reports from that. But I have one of those, one of those Shure 444s is wired for it, and I get good reports for that. Although I prefer a hand mic, so I have the element of an old Shure 444, and I'm going to see if I can fit that into one of these. I prefer a hand mic, so I do. But it's lovely. I'm delighted with it. Oh.
4 to 7 is another one, and 8 to 10 is another one.
And you use that there to calibrate the dial. Although on the VFO unit inside it, there's some potentiometers that I had to adjust to get it sort of close on. Like, you're never going to be 100% on frequency with the dials. You want analog dials.
That's basically where I run it too. I generally keep it on 5, but if I see
But lovely. And these run what's called a Jackson 2-speed drive. That's for your slow speeds, and that's for your high speed tuning. And they can give trouble. The grease dries up inside them, so it was quite stiff, this one, but I was able to get inside it and put a bit of WD-40 around to loosen up the old grease and then repack it. There is a wee tight spot on it, but it's nothing to...
I'm really glad that I participated in one, and I presume you got the cash back at the same time, Daniel?
That's one of the reasons I went for it, Paul.
An automatic noise limiter. And you can see the S meter dropped by a couple of points when you engage this. That's expected of this radio. Calibrator. And you can see we're off on the dial.
The weight, what was the RC is 7,000, weighs 2.5
But there we go.
kilograms.
And we have the manual and the receipts. Where did I see those? And then, come on, there we go. Warranty cards. The radio and obviously the power supply, no doubt. But that's that. Very happy with it. I like the old stuff.
Number 6, India, Foxtrot.
There's Dennis.
Mike 0, India.
As he operating the parks on the air.
India, Alpha, very good afternoon to you, and a very good evening.
Just, sometimes the receiver struggles a bit when you get really strong signals. You can overload the front end, but that's just a quirk of the radio. Anyway, there we go.
Northern England, so nice to hear for the first time. Echo India 6, India Foxtrot, Mike 0, India Alpha, over. Yeah, fine business. Thanks for the call there from Wakefield. Located here until there, about 40 or maybe 40 kilometres.
A quick look at a beautiful 1967 Swan 500.
I'll say 7 3s here, and thanks again. Bye-bye.
And I'll say 7 3s as well. Bye.